Hello, everyone. It is I, Gina Luisa, here once again this morning, just to help raise the vibration of our collective consciousness. I'm laughing because, well, actually, I'm here to explain a little something of why I haven't really been doing too much, and and then and try to figure out why things happen, right? And I'm thinking maybe God wants me to slow down a little and not do so much in the physical way. You see this um you see this like I'll stand up for a second. See. All right. So what happened was really I woke up Sunday morning and it has nothing to do with my shoulder. Okay. I woke up Sunday morning and my foot was all I'll show right my foot over here on my foot was all like totally like swollen. I must have because like I sleep on the floor, on that mattress top I use say because of my back. I'm very comfortable just sleeping on the floor. But anyway, I must have doinked my foot on the floor or on something in because it was all messed up. So I pushed all the little bones back in. They were broken. There was nothing purple. It was just all out of place. So and then when I pushed those bones back, it actually what it did was it released a spot on that foot that had been like messed up for a long, long time, right? Like let me show you something. You see on that foot? Yeah, I can open those toes wide, wide, wide now. For a while, they were all like squished like this. I think from high heels and things, and I had broken it a long, long, long time ago. I had broken those last two toes, right? And I had caved in. I think that I tried to point. I caved in those last. See this spot here on the foot. So anyway, long story. I know I make long stories even longer. So my foot was hurting me. So I was. You think, how do I hurt the shoulder, right? So my foot was hurting me. So on the couch, I was here putting my leg out, straight on the couch to keep my foot up because it was hurting, right? And in so doing, I was leaning on that shoulder, say, I'll show you with this shoulder. I was like leaning with the foot up, and I must have dislocated the shoulder because I woke up yesterday and, well, actually, it was before that. It was because I was leaning on it, and then when I went to go to the bathroom right before going to bed the night before, and I couldn't reach for the toilet paper. I was like, oh, I was like, ow, oh, shit. But anyway, I went to bed, and when I woke up in the morning, it was still out. I was like, oh man, that shoulder is just. So I had to go to the accident room and all that, and I had a dislocated shoulder. But when they were talking about they had to sedate me and they were gonna do this, that, and the other thing, and I wound up just put my hand down to my knee, kind of pulled and pushed, and and from one facility that did the diagnosis, and they were sending me to a hospital to do the procedure, and I fixed it. So because they had to do another X-ray when we got to the hospital part, and I had already pushed it back in place, so that's good, and I did a good job because it's in place, but it hurts. And I probably have torn stuff like my labrum and things. But anyway, so I just wanted to I'm just explaining. There's things about Gina Luisa. Okay, I might appear so durable, right? And I know that I will. Oh, I heal. I just keep healing and healing, and the foot will heal. And I know even I did a spin aroundy the other day with the broken foot, right? It's still not broken. Just it's relocated what was dislocated, and it's painful, but it still works. It holds my weight. Ooh, I'm squeezing on my toes. Better than it used to be the last two toes that you could push on them and they didn't have any resistance. But now since I pushed those bones back in, into place, now those toes have resistance again. So the tendon must be back in the right place again. Everything must be back in the right place again. So it's funny. I had like more resistance on those last two toes than I ever did. Not ever, but like in a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, when you go to, I used to push, and that toe had no resistance, but now look, see, it's got resistance. Ah, yeah. I used to go to push on it, it went moink. And I had no, but now it's got resistance. I can push again with it. So how cool is that, right? Heal thyself. And this, I'm tracing what's wrong. I got like I could feel it. This like this little spot right here. Ooh, that muscle right there is torn. I can feel it. Goes all the way down and tingles all the way down to the thumb on the in, interior side of the thumb, not the anterior, but the interior side of the thumb. I can feel that. Yep, that little tingle, and we'll fix it. But I think God wanted, because I didn't slow down when it came to the foot. I just kept doing things, and I think maybe this started, because earlier that day I had, I know I said I wasn't gonna do it again, but when you're carrying groceries, and I'm going up around a spiral staircase, and sometimes I'll take the bag and like picture it with this arm, and then I toss it up around the corner. It's like get it a little higher, and I did that. I shouldn't have. And I think that started it, a little like a yoink. Oh! I made bread. It didn't bother me too bad while making bread. But boy, when I leaned back on it, out it went. But anyway, so yeah, I just want to explain why Gina Luisa can be a bit standoffish. I break so very easily. I come apart, and then I gotta put myself back together. They said, have you've done this before? I guess there was evidence on the x-ray that it had happened before, and I really couldn't think of did it happen before? And then, oh yeah, remember I just got squashed by the bus like about a year or two ago, and I was all like, everything got squashed in, and I had to like pull it all out. I think, yeah, actually. So I gotta be more careful now, understanding that I've got a slippery spot, a torn labrum over there, and I gotta be careful when leaning on my arm. I can't lean at all. Most people can like lean back. I can't do that. If I lean back, my back goes out. I can't lean on this arm or that arm. I have to sit perfectly straight. People say, "Oh wow, you've got such a lovely posture." Yeah, that's because I can't lean at all. I have to sit up. My back perfectly straight all the time. A lovely little princess all the time with my neck straight and my back straight, and I know it looks lovely. It does. But it's because my back will go out if I try to lean one way or the other. I have to be right, perfectly balanced. And this, I guess, is a lesson. And I was thinking of why this is happening right now, Lord. I think God is asking me, to reassess what I think is myself. I've always been like do 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 and never done. Just do and do 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 do, right? But I think God is trying to ask me to assess the do's that I do. I don't have to, overdo, like exercising in the morning, and I like doing it, bringing everybody along as I do my thing. But God says maybe it's a little too much, Gina, and so the foot, slow down a little, and then I just keep going and going and. Like baking bread, and God's like, you know what, Gina, I think you need to slow down. And so then, wow, I spent yesterday doing nothing but waiting to be, assessed and seen. And I kind of fixed myself, and it made me think. It really did. God wants me to slow down and reassess what it is that, that I present to the world. I'm not indestructible, boy, that's for sure. I have osteogenesis imperfecta, meaning I have brittle bones. And I guess I have, you know, joints that can, like, once I get, they come out, I put them back in, you know, little fractures here and there. I heal really well. It's just, sometimes it doesn't appear like I'm hurt. I can sit there in the accident room and people be like, I didn't even think you were hurt because you're not acting in pain. Well, I have a very high threshold for pain because I've been through it so often. It's, it gets to be when you can normally, like, you just put it to the background and not have to, it's still there without the I don't have to focus on my pain. And I had a doctor once tell me when I was very, very young that, like, after a healing leg that had been broken really bad, but then once it was healed, it still hurt, And the doctor said, well, if it holds your weight, you can use it. And I remember him telling me that. Like, if something doesn't work, don't use it. Okay, that's a sign, get to the hospital. Like yesterday with the arm, it didn't work. Okay. But now it's just sore, so rested in as much as I can. But when, like the foot, it holds my weight, so I can use it. Right? Just keep that in mind. If it works, you can use it. If it doesn't work, fix it first, and then you can use it. Give things a chance to heal, too. It's another thing. Just like ice, you put it in the freezer, and then you have to wait for it to turn into ice. It doesn't turn it. It's just like you shut the door and then open back up and ice. No, it's still water. Bones take a while to heal, to solidify, to knit. Then they become one and then they solidify. You've got what they call little osteoblasts that they put a little something, piece of bone. They're always building new bone. Your osteoclasts break down what is if it's like damaged or something, they'll break down that spot as the osteoblast puts in new. We have all kinds of little blasts in class actually for our bones and our nerves and our guts, and we have all these little entities, as they were, inside of us, building us up, breaking down the old and building up the new. Taking this opportunity of healing to heal everything about myself, because I've just gone through a complete transformation. It feels like, my mind and my heart and now my body is like, right? Going through transformations. And welcome the transformations from the universe. Thank you for always working on me, always modifying me to make me better. And helping me. Like, my focus has gone, instead of like, oh my God, I see nothing, to oh my God, I see clearly. That it exists. There it is. Right? Ta-da. Every fulfillment that God promises, that aliveness promises, is held here in aliveness. It is up to us to not settle for anything less. Because when you settle for less, more stands there ungathered, unknown. Then you have to, this is not fulfillment. Always look toward fulfillment. We special ones, we call ourselves, chosen, because we choose. We are the ones who did the choosing. I'll call us choosing ones instead of chosen ones. Because chosen makes it sound like it was somebody else's choice. And really, it's our choice to understand. We have the mental capacity to understand things, to feel, to understand that our heart feels what's real. We know what's real. We sense, and we know, and we express reality through love. Love is the reality. Love is the true currency in this world, and everything else is just a stupid illusion to take us away from the freedom we have with love in our hearts. It is I, Gina Luisa, here for you all. Again, to show you we can heal through everything, okay? And there's nothing, there's nothing between us. Nothing at all. We put ourselves in that feeling of love and bliss, and the circumstances of the world don't really matter. The circumstances are just the circumstances, huh? We truly are. I love you all. I'll see you in the morning.